Hello friends and welcome to another fascinating video of Wisdom Zone, and this is Shubhro, and I'm quite sure you have already guessed it. Today I have the second part of 10 most useful similes for the everyday English conversation, and today I have the second part, and I'm quite sure you're eagerly waiting for this because today I'm going to discuss 10 selective similes which you can use in your daily conversation, which is definitely going to transform your communication and give you a new dimension to your communication. So if you haven't subscribed to Wisdom Zone yet, so it is my earnest request, please subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon and continue watching this video on similes, because I'm going to show you with examples how you can use these beautiful similes in your everyday conversation. So without further ado, let's get started. So as you see friends, today I have the second part of 10 most important similes for everyday English conversation. So it is my earnest request to the new viewers to check the first part, and the link of the first part of 10 most important similes for everyday English conversation is given in the description. So do not forget to check that, and it is my request especially to the new viewers, right? So before I dive into the chosen 10 most important similes for everyday conversation, today I would quickly like to brief you again about what is a simile, okay, because you must know, especially it is important for the new viewers. So let me show you what exactly is a simile. So as you see on your screen, a simile is a figure of speech which directly compares one thing with another using the words as or like. Primarily we use as or like to compare one thing with another, right? So that is called a simile, and also it's a figure of speech. Okay, so similes are used in English conversation primarily to make it sound more appealing and attractive, and to create a better impression, right? So there are so many examples of similes as you see on your screen. The first example of simile is given. How to use simile using as you see on your screen. The first example is given as it is given over here on your screen, as bright as a button, right? This is also a simile that means bright as a button, right? So again, another one is as light as a feather. Okay, that means extremely light. So we can use like also to form a simile. The next example is using like as you see on your screen. This third example is given using like. He drinks like a fish, right? So I'm using like to compare here, right? And then the previous two examples I used as, okay, to compare. So like this way we can use similes. So today let me tell you, I have 10 chosen and selective similes for you, which you can use in your everyday conversation, and which is going to definitely give you a new dimension that's going to be imperative for your spoken English, right? So without further ado, let's just straight away dive into the 10 most useful similes for everyday conversation part 2, right? So as you see, the first simile for today which we have is as stubborn as a mule, okay? So it's a very useful simile in your daily conversation. You can use that in everyday conversation. It means obstinate or extremely stubborn. You can use the word obstinate. Okay, that means a person who's rigid or stubborn. Okay, that's the meaning of this simile, as stubborn as a mule, right? So let me show you how to use this in your conversation. Let me show you the example. As you see on your screen, the example is given. I requested my landlord to give me some time to vacate my room, right? But he is as stubborn as a mule. Okay, so that means the person, my landlord, is quite obstinate. He's not ready to change his decision. Maybe he has given me a notice that you have to vacate. Understood? But I could not convince him because he is as stubborn as a mule. That means he's quite obstinate and stubborn, not ready to change, not flexible, right? So like this way you can use this simile, as stubborn as a mule. So up next we will again see some more similes, especially related to animals and birds, right? The second one is also, yes, as you see on your screen, it is also related to an animal, as it's given on your screen, as brave as a lion. Okay, so this particular simile means very brave or courageous. As you see, the meaning on your screen, as brave as a lion means very brave or courageous. Let's see how to use this simile in our daily conversation. As you see the example on your screen, the soldiers were as brave as a lion on the battlefield. That means the soldiers were extremely courageous. They are very brave. Okay, so in order to signify very brave, we can use this term as brave as a lion. This is a wonderful simile to signify someone is courageous and brave. Okay, so I hope you will be able to use that in your everyday conversation. So let's our attention towards the third simile for today, that is on your screen, as hungry as a bear, right? As hungry as a bear means very hungry or extremely hungry. Someone is feeling too very hungry and starving, right? So let's see how to use this simile in your conversation. So as you see the example given on your screen, Sam reached his home as hungry as a bear because he did not get time to eat the whole day. Okay, so that means he didn't get time to eat and he became extremely hungry and he reached home as hungry as a bear. So I'm comparing with a bear, right? So we are comparing with an animal, that is bear, and it means to be extremely hungry, this particular simile, right? So like this way you can use when someone is quite hungry, starving. In that context you can use this simile, as hungry as a bear, right? So up next, let us turn our attention towards the fourth simile, and it is related to a bird. As you see on your screen, how to use this simile, and on your screen it's given as free as a bird, right? It's a very useful one. It means completely free, a person who is totally free, who is totally independent, is called as free as a bird, right? So let's see how to use this in our day-to-day conversation. After his examination got over, he felt as free as a bird. Okay, so you can use this in this way. After his examination got over, he felt as free as a bird, right? So that means he became completely free. So like this way you can use this simile, as free as a bird. Okay, so you can also talk about someone who's feeling quite free, or you talk about your situation also, that okay, I have completed my project, now I am as free as a bird. Okay, so like this way you can use it in your daily conversation. So up next I will show you the fifth simile for today. So let us turn our attention towards the fifth and very interesting simile on your screen, as easy as ABC, right? So it's quite new, in fact, for all of you, isn't that? So this simile, as easy as ABC, means something extremely easy. Okay, so ABC, the letters ABC, right? So as easy as ABC means extremely easy. So let's see how to use it in your regular conversation. So as you see the example on your screen, preparing a cup of tea is as easy as ABC, right? That means it's quite easy, isn't that? So when you're talking about something which is extremely easy to achieve or do, so then you can say as easy as ABC. You can use the simile in that context, right? Up next, let us turn our attention towards the sixth simile for today, that is as fit as a fiddle. Okay, as you see on your screen, the sixth simile for today is as fit as a fiddle. Okay, I hope you know as fit as a fiddle. Fiddle is a musical instrument. Okay, so it means to be very fit and to be in a very good healthy condition. Okay, to be in a very good healthy condition, someone is in good health. Okay, is called as fit as a fiddle. Okay, so let's see how to use this simile in our daily conversation. As you see, the example is on your screen. Ben's grandpa is 92 years old, but he's as fit as a fiddle. Okay? Ben's grandpa is 92 years old, but he is still as fit as a fiddle, right? That means although he's 92, but he's as fit as a fiddle. He's extremely fit, in a good, healthy condition, right? So whenever you're talking about someone who is in a very fit situation, who's quite healthy, you can say that he's as fit as a fiddle. Or you can also say someone is asking, how are you? And you can say that I'm as fit as a fiddle. That means you're extremely fit and healthy. Okay, that's the way to use it. It signifies that you are fit and healthy, right? So up next we will move on to the seventh simile for today. That is given on your screen. That is as stiff as a board. Let me read it out again. It is as stiff as a board. That means very rigid. Okay, and having a very straight posture. Okay, it's not flexible. Someone's posture is very rigid and straight, unable to bend or move, or not that flexible. Okay, so that's called as stiff as a board. That means someone is very stiff, not flexible. So especially we use that in case of posture. So let's see the example how to use this. Troy was so nervous in the interview that he sat as stiff as a board. Okay, that means he sat in an extremely stiff way. He was unable to move. He was rigid. The posture, the way he sat, was quite stiff. He was not flexible, right? So that's the way you can use this simile, as stiff as a board, right? So I hope it's clear. So let's turn our attention towards the eighth simile for today. That is as tough as nails. As you see on your screen, as tough as nails means extremely tough, aggressive, and especially in terms of, you can say that physical health or mentally, or in terms of willpower also, someone is quite tough. Okay, and that is called as tough as nails. It can be physically, it can be mentally, or in terms of willpower. Someone is quite tough and extremely aggressive. Okay, so in that context, it can be mentally as well as physically also, isn't that? So let's see one example how to use this on your screen. The example is given. To win a marathon race, one needs to be as tough as nails. Obviously, a person has to be quite tough mentally as well as physically, right? In both ways, one has to be tough to win a marathon race, which is quite, I think, hectic race. And people who run that kind of race, they need to be quite tough. Okay, that's the way you can use this simile, as tough as nails means extremely tough in terms of, you can say that your health. Okay, in terms of physical health as well as mental toughness, both are required. Okay, that's the meaning of this. As tough as nails means extremely tough in terms of body as well as mentally. Okay, at last, let's move on towards the ninth simile for today. So let us turn our attention towards the ninth simile. As you see on your screen, the ninth simile is as straight as an arrow. Let me again read it out. As straight as an arrow. So it means someone who is very honest. Okay, a person who is honest, who is not dishonest, who is very honest, is called as straight as an arrow. So let's see how to use this. Let's see this example. By reading out, I'll tell you. We can use it in this way. Everyone trusts Liz. She is as straight as an arrow because she's honest. That's why everyone trusts her. Okay, so that's the way you can use this simile, as straight as an arrow. So you can say that I'm as straight as an arrow. That's why I have so many friends. Okay, or so and so is as straight as an arrow. That means the person is very honest. Okay, so that's the meaning of this simile, as straight as an arrow, to be very honest. So at last, let us turn our attention towards the 10th simile for today and the last one, that is as cool as a cucumber. Maybe you have heard it, but it is quite useful, and it means to be calm and relaxed. As you see, the meaning is there on your screen, to be calm and relaxed. Okay, it's on your screen now, to be calm and relaxed. So let's see how to use this. Our new manager is as cool as a cucumber. That means he's always calm and relaxed. He doesn't become anxious. Okay, that's the way you can use this simile as cool as a cucumber. Means someone who is relaxed, is calm, is cool and collective. So I hope you found all these 10 similes extremely beneficial for your regular conversation, and try to use them and make sentences, and you can comment below. Okay, and I hope you have understood all the 10 similes and you have already taken the screenshot. And again, let me remind you, I'm going to come up with the third part also in a few days time, and stay tuned for further informative videos here, especially from Wisdom Zone. And it's my earnest request, if you haven't subscribed to Wisdom Zone, please do not forget and subscribe to Wisdom Zone and continue supporting us, and you will get much more informative videos in the coming days. So stay tuned for that also, and thanks for watching.